Hi guys! I'm finally back with part 3 of my favorite childhood shows. I've done Avatar: The Last Airbender, Teen Titans, and today I am going to be talking about Young Justice. So I have only seen the first 2 seasons of this because it got canceled for a while and then they started doing it again, and I haven't watched those. I'm not entirely sure I want to just because I don't know. It got picked up by someone else and it's probably not going to be the same, and I don't know what's going to happen in it, so I don't have any strong desire to watch the most recent seasons, but I absolutely adore this first 2 seasons that I have seen, and it's amazing. I love this show. So if you don't know what Young Justice is, I highly recommend you go watch that. If you do know what it is, can't wait to nerd out with you about it. Maybe down in the comments if you want. But yeah, I'll give a quick, hopefully somewhat spoiler-free synopsis here. So Young Justice is kind of similar to Teen Titans, but it has some different characters and it's not technically the Titans team. They do have Robin and Beast Boy, but I think that's the only people from like the Teen Titans team that show up in it. Yeah, anyway, it's so good. And it does have a similar feel to Teen Titans, but it's a little bit darker as a show. There's less ridiculousness going on. But I love it. The animation style, obviously, it's incredible animation, and it has great plot lines, and there's like actual twists, and unlike a lot of twists that people have in shows and movies nowadays, I didn't actually expect some of them. Yay! Don't you love it when a twist is actually a twist? I feel like I call a lot of the quote-unquote twists that happen in movies and stuff recently. Like, sorry if you haven't watched Black Widow yet. This is going to be a huge spoiler, so plug your ears. The fact that Taskmaster was 1, a girl, 2, powers were dependent on technology, and 3, was Dreykov's daughter. I called all of that. The technology and the girl were before the movie even came out. So, yeah, and also on top of that, Disney's twist villains are not all that great. I call those ones too. It's really kind of annoying sometimes. That's just like, why am I smarter than the movie? I like it when the movie is smarter than me, and they come up with things that come in that I don't expect. But such is life. Anyway, off my tangent now. Yeah, Young Justice is great, and I love the characters. It's a very similar thing with the other 2 shows. It's very hard for me to pick a top 5 of the characters, but I would say specifically Dick Grayson, because we have the other Robin come in and he changes to, it's Nightwing, right? I hate it when I forget his name after he changes out of Robin. So I love Dick Grayson specifically. Artemis is fantastic. Miss Martian is really fun and a very interesting character that we don't really see a lot of because we don't see Miss Martian or Martian Manhunter in really anything. Though there's the possibility of Martian Manhunter showing up, I think, in a future DC movie. But anyway, she's really fun. That's 3. Maybe Aqualad. And who else? I honestly love this Beast Boy. I love the Beast Boy in this. Just backstory and stuff. It's really fun. They have a lot of different arcs going on, so there's not a huge overarching plot to the show or the different seasons. Well, season 2 has an overarching plot. Season 1 doesn't have too much of one, but it has a lot of interesting episodes. I love it so much. And of course we have Superboy, who is Superman's clone, but also mixed with the DNA of Lex Luthor, and he's a very interesting character to have and deal with. And then he gets Wolf and Sphere, which are so fun. Oh my gosh, and we get a lot of different members of the Justice League that you don't necessarily see in other DC stuff. Like we get Red Tornado. It's just really interesting to see him in something, and it's so good. And there's an entire arc with him that I absolutely love. And I mean, Captain Marvel or Shazam, whatever you're talking about, just because, yay, copyright stuff in Disney. So technically his name's Captain Marvel, but because of copyright stuff, he's not allowed to be called that, because now Marvel has Captain Marvel. So now he's technically called Shazam. So we'll just call him Billy. I like Billy. He's very fun to go around with too. Oh wait, there kind of is an overarching plot to the first season. Never mind. I just remembered the finale and realized there is an overarching plot. Yeah, it's just not as prevalent as in the second season. But anyway, yeah, the second season is really fun because we get double agent stuff, and it's very interesting. There's disguises, and there's some more, and that's when Beast Boy comes in, and we get a Blue Beetle. Oh my gosh, that is another one you don't really see in anything else. I love Blue Beetle. He's amazing. Oh, it's so awesome. I do love some of the characters that they bring into the second season, but that's part of the reason I haven't watched the third, and I think there might be a fourth season, is because I'm a little nervous about the other characters that they've decided to bring in. I don't really see a lot of them, but I'm just like, sometimes when you bring in more characters, I don't know how they'll turn out, because it's probably not the same people who started the show. And yeah, anyway, that aside, we're talking about the first two seasons. Yeah, do I love when they cancel a show on just the worst possible note? Because Teen Titans, they were gearing up for the next season, and then it got canceled. So now we get this massive cliffhanger. This one got canceled right after freaking Wally died. And then there's stuff about him that if they had continued on, he wouldn't be dead. He would have just been like transported through time and or space to like a different dimension or something where he is the Flash. Which would have been very interesting to see. But no, we don't get that. I think one of the weirder things that happened in season 2, I mean besides the weird propaganda alien crap, that was a really weird segment with the commercial. But anyway, it's aliens trying to take over the world. I'm not gonna, diss how they do it, because it's actually very clever. But the weird thing that happened was Impulse. That episode was very odd because it had flashbacks to the future where he came from, and everything's destroyed. And then I don't know if it was the point of Mount Justice being destroyed then, and the reason it didn't change is because it does get destroyed after his arrival. If that's specifically what was wrong, and they tried to explain that, but it seemed like it was this whole dystopian future, and he went backward in time to change it, but it didn't work. So that didn't really get explained, so maybe that would have been explained later in the series if that had continued. But I don't know. That was the only thing that ever really went, I wonder what that's about. But anyway, I absolutely love the series. It's so great. The fact that animation nowadays is worse than it was back when they made all of these shows that I have talked about and watched as a child is ridiculous. Anyway, yes, love Young Justice. So great. Nerd out with me about it in the comments if you want, because I love finding people to nerd out with. But I will probably be back with another part for this at some point, and we'll talk about Clone Wars. But yeah, until then, see y'all later.